Hey, here's the people who inspire me. You know, in the rush to revamp the Crusades or to rewrite history and to reframe the Crusades as a negative thing, they've lost one of the most incredible humans that's ever lived. He was a little boy named Baldwin IV. He was made king, but he was also called the Leper King because he had contracted leprosy. He would never see adulthood, and he was made king with his body falling apart, but his mind was sharp. And he needed to be because he was facing someone called Saladin. He's the greatest general that the Muslims had ever produced, and he was dominating. He had never lost a battle, and now he was surrounding Jerusalem with 26,000 men. Baldwin, he was able to find 500 knights and about 3,000 soldiers. And they were telling him, we need to surrender while we have people to surrender, while we have something to negotiate. Baldwin kept saying, how spread out are they? They're doing foraging. How spread out are they? And they told him, it's like, well, they're pretty spread out. And he's like, strap me to the saddle and let's go. Let's go to war. And so they strapped him to the saddle, and they were riding out to see Saladin's men. And he kept asking, how far out, how spread out are they? How spread out are they? And he thought he was losing his mind. And then finally, a dawn came, and he somehow found the strength to raise his hand and order a charge. And him and 500 knights and 3,000 soldiers charged into the middle of Saladin's men. And what happened was, they were so spread out, they were so disorganized already, that they weren't able to meet, they weren't able to bunch up in the middle. And so his forces went right into the heart against the toughest soldiers in Saladin's entire army, and just evaporated them almost instantly with the charge. And it kept going. And eventually, at the end of the day, 20,000 Muslims lay dead. And Saladin was running from the battlefield on a camel. And they pulled poor Baldwin off of his horse. They thought he was dead. He'd somehow swung a sword all day long, and he realized he couldn't feel pain, so he didn't know what the limits of his body were, and he was covered in blood, most of it his own. But he's still breathing. We can't forget this guy.